Now, Vortex, this keyboard obviously knows me because it will voluntarily turn itself off. It was a lot like my cigarettes back in the day. They would put themselves out because I wouldn't shut up. Dude, my friend Colton, shout out to Colton wherever you are. We used to chain smoke together. And this would happen all the time where we would just get in these really long conversations and we would talk so much that both of our cigarettes would go out. That was pretty cool. I don't know if I told y'all about this experience. I probably did, but I'm gonna tell y'all again because I find it hilarious. I was in Nashville on West End Avenue at an intersection. I was waiting to turn left. I'll never forget this day. I was waiting to turn left and I was smoking a cigarette. And there was a dude that was in the car next to me that was also smoking a cigarette. And we both looked at each other and we go, that was probably the best moment of my life. Like, I could have died right then and there. Like, a car could have smashed into me and I would have died happy. Because whenever you have that sense of understanding from somebody that you don't even know, a total stranger in the car next to you, all because you have the same habit, you have the same addiction, you have the same kind of brain. Like, that's such a beautiful thing. And it makes me sad that few people in this world appreciate moments such as that. Because I'll always remember that shit. You know, I don't know if he will, but I will, because I'm just that way, I guess. Another time, I was driving through Nashville. I was lost, of course. I didn't film it this time, but I think I was on Broadway. I was by that boot corral or whatever the fuck. Or whatever boot store. You know what I'm talking about? The one that got busted whenever they were doing all those riots last year. The boot barn. Yeah, maybe it was the boot barn. I don't know. So, some boot store off Broadway. They probably have a lot of them actually now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, yeah, so I was driving down Broadway and there was some drunk dude that was going through like the walk, you know, like the, whatever that is, with the lines where you're supposed to walk. He was going through that and he looked at my car and he goes, and I was thinking to myself, he'll never remember this, but I always will. It's like shit like that makes me a comedian, because I can see the humor of that, I can see the beauty of that, I can see the value of that. And I don't think there's actual comedians right now. That there's people that are funny and entertaining, but they're not actual comedians because they don't look at life like that. I do, motherfucker. I made this protein shake and I already chugged it before I left the house. I still have to come up with my set for tonight. I mean, I have all these jokes. I have a very, very large stack of jokes. It's ridiculous how many jokes I brought tonight. I mean, I know damn well that I can't do all of them. I only have 5 minutes up there, but I still have to write more jokes for CJ because it's her birthday. So I don't know her that well though, so I feel like if I wrote jokes about her, they wouldn't be accurate. I mean, just say that. Be honest. Black people love honesty. They do. Do they? I like to think that. I mean, I think that's true to some extent. But I also think there's a lot of stuff that they need to hear that they can't face. I think maybe if they heard it from a white person, though, that'd be different. There's a lot of people that say, oh, well, you shouldn't talk about that because you're white. I think that a white person having empathy for their situation and being able to see through that empathy, like a better method of dealing with it, then, Section 8 housing and EBT and shit like that. I mean, they don't just push it on blacks. They Section 8, they specifically push on blacks. But, EBT, the reason why they push that on all people in poverty is so they can take their kids away. I don't think people know that. Specifically white kids, though. My friend Todd, he was telling me about, like, the white slave trade. Like, they passed a law on it in, like, 1902. But I was telling him, like, any law that they pass, that just means that they're engaging even more, because that's all the government does. They pretend to solve problems and they make the problem worse. I mean, that's exactly what Obama did, because Obama said that he was gonna tackle the sex trafficking, blah 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 problem, and he just turned America into the #1 sex trafficking country in the world. Isn't that cool? And he also legalized homo marriage and made everybody one of those tea people, a magical tea person. I'm not even gonna say the word because I already know that censorship stuff is pretty intense. You should say that. It's kind of funny. Censorship is intense. Here's the thing, folks. It's like when Facebook came out, when Twitter came out, especially when Twitter came out in 2006. I said to myself, they're gonna use this to censor people, because I could just see that future. Like, if you think, oh cool, I can say whatever I want on the internet, and everybody can see it, and everybody can repeat it, retweet, whatever the fuck you want to call that shit. If everybody can do that, that's not going to be good for society. And I'm not saying that certain people shouldn't be allowed to do it. What I'm saying is that I knew the eventuality of that. I knew what that was going to come to. I knew that eventually our supposed rights would be stripped from us, because this country ain't about that shit. The fact that people can think that this country has ever been in favor of human rights is just laughable. And I'm not specifically talking about blacks, I'm not specifically talking about, people, I'm not going to call them people of color, but I'm going to say black people, brown people, yellow people. Because those are different colors, all right? Those are different races, those are different ethnicities. When you put them all in the same category, that's really demeaning. But anyway, don't even get me started on that shit. This fucking cultural Marxist crappy crap terminology. But, when you look at that, and you look at how much people have been discriminated against for the color of their skin, it's just so laughable. But it's not just that. It's really because of money. It's a money issue. So people are fucked with if they can't lawyer up. But just know, man, like, all these people that have repeatedly been fucked over by government, they're about to get their comeuppance, because God knows what happened. God knows what happened. And that comforts me more than anything. Because a lot of people say, how can you believe in God because of the state of the world? How can you believe in God? How can you not believe in God? That's obviously not God. I mean, that's the devil and his constituents at work, okay? That's what they do. They fuck shit up. They try to control everything. It's really just a testament to our faith. How much faith do we have in God? How much do we believe we can persevere through this, It's all about perseverance, and people have a real hard time with that. One of the reasons I quit smoking marijuana, there was a very long Santa Claus list of reasons why I quit smoking marijuana, but one of them was because I didn't have any motivation. I might have motivation to do stuff at the time. I might have motivation to write a really funny joke or a really great song at the time, but I don't have the motivation to do anything with it, take it anywhere, and actually showcase my art, okay? And if I'm not doing anything with it, then what's the point in doing it? You know what I'm saying?